Hi everyone, welcome to Cache Walks. We're on the Elizabeth line on our way to Abbey Woods.
And the train's just stopped for a minute because there's something happening up ahead of us, and when it clears we'll start going again. We're almost at Abbey Woods. And it's a very interesting place because you can go fossil hunting here. You can look for fossil shark's teeth, and this is still London. I mean, it's not the central city, but it is London City still, and it's pretty unusual to be able to look for fossils, like actually dig for them in a big city. So that's what we're doing today. There's a few other things around that we hope to pick up. There are geocaches, there's Abbey ruins very close by, and we're going mudlarking in the afternoon.
That'll be a lot of fun, so come with us.
The journey takes about 50 minutes from central London. It's a busy day today. We have to keep an eye on the low tide time.
Okay, there's a sidetracked cache here, Abbey Wood, and it's about 50 metres away.
Okay, let's head up and find it. This is from the sidetrack series. They're always near railway stations. Put out so you can pop out and grab them. Nice and handy. And some of them on places where there are no longer active train tracks, and others like this one where everything's still working. Apparently it's over in this direction somewhere. Just climbing over to find it.
Looks a bit different.
Just couldn't find it. Have to be a DNF on this one. Maybe it's up on a different level. We've been caught like that before.
We have. There's like a different world up here. See?
Oh my goodness. Maybe we'll come in here.
Have you found
Can't
it?
see it.
Sorry?
You can't see it.
I can't see it. I thought we would have more hope up here.
Yeah, well, we'll give it a miss, eh?
I think so.
Can't spend any more time looking.
Yeah.
Okay, we had to give that one a miss since it did not find from us. We did message the cache owner, and who knows, we might be lucky and he might be able to give us a bit of a hint. But we're off to look for the fossils now, as we're running out of time. We can't spend too long looking, can we?
No.
Abbey ruins to the left.
Make a left onto the path.
Okay, we're just entering Abbey Woods. There's a nice path up here. And apparently it's just up a little bit of a walk up near the ruins. Looks like we walk to the ruins and then turn right. We'll see when we get there, we're not too sure.
See if it's a bit clearer.
Well, the problem is that down here it says there's a red dot. You are here, but there's no red dot on the map. Anyway, let's move on.
Yep.
One of the locals has very kindly pointed us in the right direction. Apparently we turn left here. Not what I was really expecting.
No, quite a pleasant walk though through here.
Yeah, I just don't know if I would have been able to find my way if I hadn't met that nice lady.
No.
The GPS is just not picking up the fossils. Picks up the Abbey okay, but not the fossil park. Just cross the road here and back into the park. And sculpture of a monk over there from the Abbey. Lesness Abbey was founded by Richard de Lucy and may have been in penance for his role in the conflict between Henry II and Thomas Becket. the Archbishop of Canterbury, which led to Becket's murder in 1170 by 4 of the king's knights. He dedicated it to St. Mary and Thomas the Martyr, his bid to achieve salvation in the eyes of God for his sins. Just passing the ruins of the abbey here, but we'll go on a little bit further and come back to these later. There's the abbey in the far distance there, and we found the sign, first sign pointing to them.
Hello. Well, this is lovely up here.
Yeah. Now we're looking for a little wooden enclosure, and it's not very big.
Right.
Nice ferns up here to the right. We found it, it's just up here, and there's an information board here. The fossil pit. The Lesnes fossil pit contains the sandy Blackheath Formation, which was laid down under a very shallow coastal sea early in the Eocene epoch, 55.5 million years ago. Wow. The commonest fossils you can find here are mollusk shells, sharks and ray teeth, and the remains of bony fish, turtles, crocodiles. These animals were living in the Blackheath Sea.
Interesting.
Okay, let's go in. Whoa, we've got this friend here. He looks pretty interesting. This is a Coryphodon, a member of the world's first group of large browsing mammals. Most of the finds here are marine, but the remains of the land-living animals, like this one, were likely washed into the sea from its shores or brought down by nearby rivers. Nice carving. Let's head up to the fossil pit. Just a fenced off small area. And there are fossil pit rules. Not allowed to look outside of the fenced area. Excavations are limited to a depth of 45 centimetres. A limit of 2 kilograms is placed on the removal of excavated material. All holes must be completely refilled, and it goes on a little bit more there. Right, let's get looking. Where people have been digging.
Doesn't look like the holes have been filled up though, does it?
No, they sure don't. There's quite a few dents here in the ground. Okay, we brought along a little sieve, nice light one, because of the aeroplane flight to come to England, and a little plastic shovel, which we got from a hiking shop. This is not for digging for fossils, this is for putting away things when you're on a long haul tramp. But anyway, it should work well for here. Soil's fairly damp. All the rain that's been around. So the sieve is getting clogged, so we're just using the trowel. How are you getting on, Lynn?
Yeah, really good.
Have you found one?
Yeah, I reckon I've found one.
Yes, definitely. Here we are.
It's very
55 million year old shark's teeth.
It's very small.
And there's a little shell there too.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. Lots of shell, bits of shell in the soil here, aren't there? Teeth are common fossils at Abbey Wood, as they're very durable. The teeth here are from several species of sand shark, which had very sharp, needle-like teeth with smooth edges, ideal for impaling fish. Looking more closely at this tooth, it may be from an angel shark. Angel sharks differ from other sharks in having flattened bodies and broad pectoral fins that give them a strong resemblance to rays. We think this shell is from a mussel. You can see lots of little pieces of shell in the soil. It's hard to drag her away.
I keep...
Time has run out. We're going to make the tide for the Thames.
Oh gosh,
We've got to go now.
I suppose so.
You found one neat tooth.
Yeah, well...
Well, a shark's tooth is 55 million years old.
I should be happy, shouldn't I?
That's not bad for a morning.
No, that's great.
We had hoped we'd go away with about 10 or 11, but wasn't to be.
No, it's good that we found one though, wasn't it?
Yep. All right, we'll say goodbye to our friend here. And we head off to get on the train to get down to Putney Bridge and go mudlarking.
Woohoo!
Before that, we'll take a closer look at the ruins of the Abbey. I want to find a place where a heart is buried here. Here are the Abbey ruins, out over here.
The Abbey never became a large community because of financial mismanagement, famines, the plague and especially floods. Repairing the river walls fell to the Abbey, and this meant it racked up huge debt. By the 14th century, with no money to repair its own buildings, the Abbey had fallen into serious disrepair. It was closed by Cardinal Wolsey in 1525, as it was not financially viable. The monastic buildings were all demolished, except for the abbot's lodging. The area became farmland, with the abbot's house eventually forming part of a farmhouse.
Here's a very interesting place. It says it's the burial place of the heart of Rosia of Dover, great-granddaughter of the founder of this abbey.
As a young girl, she was brought up in the abbey and lived a very happy life here. She married and moved away, but on her death in 1261, her heart was returned to Lesnes Abbey to be buried in the place she held a great affection for. It follows a practice during the Crusades. Noblemen often ended up dying a long way from home. Returning the body home to England was just too difficult. They removed the heart from the body so it could be buried back home in England. The heart was often carried in a special container and packed in wine and spices to preserve it and to keep the organ from becoming too smelly and offensive.
In 1930, they landscaped the area and began to uncover and strengthen the ruins to create a feature for the new park. It was during this work that the heart of Rosia of Dover was found and restored to its original resting place in the central northern chapel in 1954. That's some of the old stonework. Gives you a very, very rough idea of how important this place was. Not a lot left of it though.
No expense was spared in building the abbey. The church, which probably took around 30 years to complete, was one of the largest in the country.
It was here in the abbey that the Lesnes Missal was created. A missal is a book containing instructions and text necessary for the celebration of Mass in a Catholic church. This medieval missal had been in use for over 300 years before the Reformation. It was probably rescued by a Catholic sympathiser. One piece of evidence for its rescue is the fact that the references to St. Thomas à Becket have not been cancelled, though Henry VIII had ordered this to take place in 1538. Time to leave the ruins and head down to the Thames at Putney Bridge. It's just over an hour away. Hey, we've got to go across the Thames for this one. It's on the other side of the river. So we've got to walk along to the bridge.
Take a left on Willow Bay. 25
Right, there are a few brooks in that place. Okay. Up the bridge across the Thames. in Putney Bridge. And down over there's a ramp down to the foreshore where we go mudlarking. And there's a geocache down there somewhere too. This is a new part of the Thames for us. We haven't been mudlarking down here before. Or geocaching in this area. So it's quite interesting.
Oh, that's fine.
That'll be us tomorrow, Lynn.
Yes.
We're up Putney Wharf. Yeah, we're going over to the boathouse to have something to eat for lunch. Because it's 2 o'clock, we haven't had anything since breakfast. Trying two here today, Young's London Original and Proper Job. Both are great. Cheers.
Cheers.
Young's London Original is a nice pale ale with a fruity aroma and bitter finish, first brewed in 1864. Proper Job is a great IPA, an Indian pale ale with citrus, grapefruit and pineapple flavours and a bitter finish. We're both having braised lamb shoulder shepherd's pie with rosemary, garlic, tender stem broccoli, gravy. Nice.
We're off to try and find Slippery Slope.
Good. We've had our lunch. It was quite a nice lunch, wasn't it? I like the pie. And Slippery Slope is somewhere down this slippery slope. And the hint is second highest. Don't know. Yeah, I reckon that one there, do you reckon? That would be alright, hide it.
Oh.
You think you found it?
I found that.
Okay. Can you see the cache? There it is. Yay. Nice dry logbook, considering it's right by the Thames. It's our third sort of Thames one, isn't it? GeoRick. Here we are, all signed. Okay, well, we've had a good day so far. We've found a fossilised shark's tooth, or lindid, and now we're going mudlarking in a new area of the Thames. Have no idea how good this is. We just have to wait and see. Tiny bit of blue and white here. Okay.
The usual broken pipe stem that we see everywhere.
When smoking a clay pipe, they had to keep breaking pieces of the stem off because the thin hole through the stem became blocked with tar. After a while, the stem gets so short that it would burn their lips. That's when they threw the pipe away. With modern pipes, they use pipe cleaners to keep the stem clean. Even if we don't find much here, it's still a really nice place to walk along.
There's another bit, can you see it?
Looks like it's quite a lot of little blue and white here. A sherd of transfer printed earthenware. A decorative print is transferred from an engraved inked copper plate to a sheet of paper. The paper is then applied to a piece of unfired clay pottery which absorbs the ink from the paper. The piece is then fired in a kiln.
Okay. Just give it a little bit of a wash. Yep. A little thin hole down the middle. Yeah, it's pretty typical, isn't it?
Yep. It is.
Just seen something in the water here. Not sure about that. Oh, no, nothing. Just a bit of flint. Another pipe stem. Another clay pipe stem.
Here's a piece of the famous willow pattern, also transfer printed. In the late 18th century, England was experiencing a boom in the pottery industry. One of the most popular styles of ceramics at the time was the blue and white transfer ware, often depicting scenes from nature, mythology or historical events. The willow pattern was one of the many designs that emerged during this period. The design was printed onto everything, from teapots and plates to tiles and chamber pots, and it became a staple of the middle-class households across England. In order to make the design more appealing to consumers, these companies began promoting a romantic and exotic backstory that connected the willow pattern to China and Chinese mythology. The story was just a marketing ploy, although it's thought to have been inspired by a Japanese fairy tale called The Green Willow, and Chinese variants of it, which tell of two thwarted lovers.
Our piece is part of the Chinese pagoda. Let's see it again. Swan's just turned up. Probably thinks we're going to be able to feed it.
He's wrong.
And there's another one coming in, Lynn.
Oh, there is two.
They're beautiful animals, aren't they?
They are.
Beautiful creatures.
Hello.
Not sure about that one. It's noisy here, helicopters, trains and planes.
Can you see the pipe stem?
They're worth checking for maker's marks.
There it is.
Quite a thin stem. There may just be a maker's mark there, so I'll take it home for a better look. Not sure, but hard to see. Christian name initial on the left. Here it's a P. And the surname initial on the right. We think this is a C. Here is the handy chart we use to date the pipes we find. We think the spur probably dates the pipe to between 1780 and 1820.
Now here's something interesting. Sticking out of the mud. Looks like an anchor. Just don't have the time to dig it out and have a look. Looks quite cool sitting here though. This looks like the anchor's chain.
Here's an interesting piece of old glass. A little sort of dimple in there. Some interesting links to the people in London's past. Big old nail here. From shipbuilding or possibly from a wooden walkway used in the past for loading and unloading boats. Not sure though.
There's a whole pile of Canada geese coming past. Not paying much attention to me. On their way to somewhere though.
Oh, another big anchor buried here.
And some of its chain sticking out into the water.
sure what these ones are over here. Have to look them up. I found something interesting here, but in my excitement I failed to properly hit the record button. So sad. It was a live round of a World War II era 303 rifle. I threw it way out into the Thames. I thought I had a great shot of it splashing back into the river. Note to self, make sure the red record light is on.
Let's found something interesting there. Oh, look at that. I haven't seen that sort of pattern before. Grey on the inside and yeah. Oh, we better find out about that one, that's for sure, certain. Good one.
Oh, that's what I've resurrected myself.
That's a nice piece. Pity about these trains going past all the time. They get it on the audio quite badly, I think.
Interesting piece just down here. You want to pick it up, Lynn?
Look at that.
Okay, let's bring it up, have a good look.
Oh, look at that.
This looks to be the base of something, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? And look, that
Yeah.
looks like a thumb could have been
Yes, it does feel as though
put in there.
it's the right sort of place where the potter might have shaped it and then shaped that side with their thumb.
Very interesting.
Okay, we've made some nice finds down there, especially with the blue and white porcelain.
Yes, they're pretty.
So that'll be good to investigate some of that. And now we're heading off to find a church micro, which will end our day in London. So we're off to hunt for that now. Okay, to find the church micro, it says that we have to go to the coordinates or to the ground zero and look for a white marble stone mounted on the wall. And from that we will be able to work out the coordinates to sign the log. So let's go and have a look. A nice old church tucked in amongst the modern buildings here. It looks like a wonderful clock face and sundial. Time and the tide stay for no man. That's a good mudlarking one. Looks like it's back the way we came. Okay, there's a white marble plaque in behind this gate here. So we'll go and have a look and get the coords. Okay, we have to add the first and last number of the year to give us A. Okay, we worked out the coordinates from the numbers from that marble plaque on the wall, and it's 159 metres up this way. So let's go and see if we can find it. It's got a clever hint. Reflect on this. Keep clear. Here we are, all signed GeoRick. Someone else found it on the 22nd.
Oh.
Well, this brings us to the end of our cache walk in London today, and tomorrow we fly home. Thanks for watching.
And don't forget to go geocaching.